You're watching Fox 8 News.
There has been an agonizing wait for answers as to what's killing dolphins and turtles along the Gulf Coast. And now one of the leading groups collecting the samples in Mississippi is blaming the government for the delay. As Begad Shaban explains, those answers could determine whether the oil or dispersants are playing a role in the deaths.
Good girl.
Dolphins happy and healthy living along the Gulf Coast. Here in captivity at the Institute of Marine Mammal Studies in Gulfport, Mississippi, Bo and Buster are safe from whatever seems to be killing so many other dolphins now in the wake of the Gulf oil disaster.
We've had large number of dolphins, and then suddenly after that, very large number of turtles die and are continuing to die.
95 dolphins, including 71 calves, have washed up dead along the Alabama and Mississippi coast so far this year. And in just those 5 months, the deaths already surpass those seen in all of last year. Dr. Moby Solangi heads the Marine Institute, which collects and sorts samples from nearly every dolphin that washes up along the Gulf shore. But he says he and his staff have been told by the federal government to keep their findings quiet.
And we have to turn in all the samples to the federal government for them to analyze them.
The problem is, he says, those samples have been just sitting inside the Institute's freezer.
We've had them for a year.
And the federal government only picked them up just last month.
And that is being the frustrating part, is to be able to move the process fast, but it isn't.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, is the federal agency leading the investigation. So we spoke to one of its directors for answers.
Why wait almost a year before you get the samples? They were just in a freezer this whole past year.
And we did pick up the samples, and we have been doing that. And some of those samples have been submitted throughout.
Well, I guess I'll stop you there. Do you deny the fact that you just picked them up last month? Did you pick up any?
No.
Okay.
We will be going back monthly for many of the facilities, picking up samples as we go along.
The government has simply put their thumb on top of the project and is not letting the scientists get to the specimens to collect the data.
I know. Yeah, are you excited?
And the lack of information is perhaps felt no more than at the Institute, even though researchers here are the ones actually collecting the samples.
The common question is, what is happening?
These bottlenose dolphins are actually the same exact species that have been washing up on shore along the Gulf Coast. And so by studying the pathology of these healthy dolphins, researchers here at the Institute can get a better idea on what's been killing the other dolphins.
But without precious analysis from the government, no one seems to know. Begad Shaban, Fox 8 News.
NOAA says it won't develop and release its report until the dolphin death rate goes back to normal, and that rate, according to NOAA, was already abnormally high at least 2 months before the oil disaster. NOAA also says it's reluctant to give out details of its findings because of pending criminal and civil cases related to the Deepwater Horizon explosion.